Hello there, all my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Makeup and Moon Signs here on AstroBeauty. And today, it's an important one because it is the new moon in Libra. Another new moon video, another new moon to carry us through for the next month. What will happen with the energies? How will they unfold? And how will I secure my Libra Venus vibe for the month? Well, we'll find out as soon as I put my face makeup on. See you in just a minute. So here we are, full face makeup on, new moon in Libra. Let's go. Okay, so first I should say, for this new moon cycle, and therefore this month, I am going to try very hard to figure out a new way to do these videos and make them shorter and still do and say what I want to do and say. So we're going to try that today and see how it goes. And yes, new moon in Libra, it's a new month. It's a new day, it's a new vibe for the next 30 days. And so let's talk about what we can expect over the next month because of the energetics that are in effect at the new moon on Saturday the 28th. And I will tell you guys a little bit about my new moon in Libra vibe for the next month and what I am doing with my Libra makeup, with my AstroBeauty today to kind of put myself in that place to be that for the next 30 days. So let's talk about it. So the new moon in Libra, okay, that is a new moon ruled by Venus because Venus is the sign of Libra. It is also a new moon in a cardinal sign and it's the midpoint of the year. The new astrological year started with the new moon in Aries and that was 6 months ago or halfway through the whole 12 cycles since we started, because Libra and Aries oppose one another. And so we're at the midpoint, and this is a cardinal sign, and cardinal signs are about stepping out and taking action, and changes occur during cardinal signs, so very active times of year. And especially because we do have Pluto, Saturn, and the South Node in Capricorn, the North Node in Cancer, both cardinal signs. So this year, when the new moon goes into Libra and we have our Libra cycle, that will of course be in square to the main conjunction that's coming up, and that is a major theme of everything that I've been talking about here at AstroBeauty. So we'll address that, but that is something that we need to keep in mind when we're dealing and thinking about the new moon in Libra this go round. And in honor of Venus, because Venus, in my opinion, is doing some very beautiful and lovely things in correspondence with her Libra new moon cycle this year. And so I really wanted to get on my Venus vibe. I just want to be super pretty. I want to be a little glam, a little fancy, a little blingy and shiny. And I am just going to go with a light baby pink and silver makeup look. For my cheek base today, I used some of this. I love this color. It's from the All Natural Face, and it's a cream lip and cheek, and it's the shade, it's called Really Pink. It actually looks purple, but it's really like a really light baby pink. You know, it's not like a warm, it's more on the cool end of things, and that's kind of where I'm going for. I want to do some silver, I want to do some light pink, and I just want to get super pretty, super girly, super Venus, because Venus is doing some wonderful things this month. I feel like we have some blessings and some healing and a lot of love coming to us from Venus, and so that's what I'm doing for my new moon look, because I want to carry the beauty, the love, and the Venus vibe all month long. So let's talk about the makeup. So I'm going to give you guys a rundown of my eye look, and then I'm just going to start doing my eye look and talking about the astrology, and hopefully this goes a little bit quicker. So what I want to do for my eyes, and I'll talk while I prime, because I need to prime my eyes. I am going to go into a couple different palettes that I have. I'm going to start and lay down just a very light pink. It's actually, I'm going to use the Loose Minerals. It's a blush, but I'm going to use it on my eyes in the same shade of the cream that I showed you, that very pink color from All Natural Face. I loved it so much I got it in both a cream and in a loose mineral form, so I can use it for everything. It's really great on your lips too. I may even use it on my lips later. Alright, so yes, I'm going to lay down some light pink from the All Natural Face to start. And then I'm going to go over with some shades from my Pure by Barbie palette, as well as my Pacifica Cosmic Reflex palette, which I love because Pacifica is really great for a million reasons. I love them. They're All Natural company. Most of their stuff is made in the United States. They use really great ingredients. They have a huge, like, expansive line. I love their hair products too. But, okay, so this is the loose powder from Really Pink, and I am just going to kind of put this like very lightly all over my eye. And after I do that, I'll go over with some other colors, of course, because that's how you do makeup. Good job explaining things, AstroBeauty. All right, so we know that the new moon cycle is in Venus, and I've said that new moon in Libra is the midpoint of the year, and Libra is a cardinal sign, so it brings action, and it especially squares bring change, and there is a ongoing square in all the cardinal signs between Pluto, Saturn, and Capricorn, which I've spoke about many times, is trying to purge us, clear us out, release our karma and our shadows and our like ingrained patterns and ways of being that essentially like sabotage us in our life. And then I'm just going to go around my eye a little bit with this too, and then help us to restructure and rebuild. So since Libra is the halfway point of the year, this cycle will bring changes that sort of like initiate and kick off the second part of the year's transformations as we prepare ourselves for the Grand Conjunction coming up in January, which we are halfway. Well, we're more than halfway, because after that happens, we will have another couple of months. Once after the Capricorn cycle, when that happens, then we'll have another couple of months until the Aries cycle before the whole new year starts and the whole new, who knows, we'll see. This cycle is kind of like, the way I see it, this Libra cycle is kind of like our midterms. Like, we've done so much, and like, I don't know about you guys, but this has been a very like changing, like crazy year around here for me and pretty much everybody that I know. So I would imagine some people out there kind of going through the same things. But this Libra cycle is the midpoint. It's the midpoint of the year. It's half of it all, and it's kind of like initiating the changes that are going to carry us forward to that Grand Conjunction in January. All right, now I am going to go into this Pure by Barbie palette, which I love, and I'm going to use this second color right here, which is the shade, oh, I can't reach it right now, so we'll just have to talk about that later, but I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put it just basically all over. Okay, like I said, and like we've talked about, like I talked about in pretty much my last like 12 videos from last cycle, the frequencies that are going on and that are happening at the new moon are basically like the underlying tones of the resonance and the electromagnetic frequencies that are impacting all of us over the entire like month until the next new moon cycle. And so because this new moon cycle is in Libra, that means that its ruler is Venus, because Venus rules Libra. And so what Venus is doing over the course of this cycle is notable, and we need to take a look at that because it kind of colors all of the energetics. And I think that Venus is making some very interesting and beautiful aspects during the cycle. Of course, she is making those squares because she is in Libra, and we can't discount that. However, I do feel like she's making some additional aspects that are more exact, that may be a nice counterbalance or be bringing us like some assistance in terms of dealing with these things. This is so pretty. I love this color. I just love light pinks. And I love light pinks that have cooler undertones. I mean, I love light pinks that have golden undertones too, but I really love like a silvery baby pink for some reason. I don't know why. This is really, really gorgeous though. I like Pure Cosmetics a lot. I need to get some more products from them. They just came out with a diamond infused whole collection, and that would have been perfect for my Libra new moon. I need to get that. Their products, their shadows are just so pigmented and so beautiful, and they go on really well, and they have a really nice like consistency. I really like Pure. All right, I'm gonna go around my eye with this too. Let's talk about what Venus is doing during her Libra cycle this month, because that will, I think, help us kind of see like what's going on with these energies. Now, like I said, and it cannot be understated and it cannot be negated, like this is a big thing. Venus is at 18 degrees of Libra for the new moon, which is happening at 6 degrees of Libra. So that means, first off, the new moon is happening at 6 degrees of Libra. So that means if you have any planets around 6 degrees of Libra or the other cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, then the new moon is going to be an aspect to your personal planets, and it might have a greater impact on you for the month. So that might be something that you want to look into. Okay, now I am going to go into this, my Pacifica Cosmic Reflex palette. Oh, what I was meaning to say about Pacifica earlier is another reason I love them is because they like theme all of their makeup after like astrology stuff sometimes, and hello, just has a special place in my heart. All right, so I think I'm going to go into this star child right here, which is like a sparkly pink sort of, and I'm also going to use this Milky Way for my silver. You know what, though, also, I was wanting to, yeah, I'm going to use the Star Child, and then I'm going to prime a little line with my eyes because I want to draw on a liner with one of my shadows today. All right, where are you, brush? Where are you? Here we go. Okay, so aside from the aspect that Venus is making and the new moon is making because of the cardinal nature of their signs, I'm just going to go in the crease with this now, like more so in the corner. Because I don't really want to darken up much of it, but I just want to kind of like bring a little bit over here. Yeah, so Venus is making those aspects, but Venus is at 18 degrees, and the new moon is at 6 degrees, and Pluto is at 21 degrees, and Saturn is at 15 degrees, and the south node is at 14 degrees, and the north node is at 14 degrees. So as you can see, while Venus is kind of like stationed in the middle of those things, which kind of puts quite a bit of pressure on her, she is not an exact aspect with any of them. Her aspects are not to the degree. And the new moon is actually kind of out of range from the conjunction because it's at 6 and the nodes are at 14, so they would be the next closest. So, all right, I'm just going to blend this a little bit. All right, we've blended. So there is quite a bit of pressure on Venus, but like I said, those aspects aren't exact. However, she is making some aspects that are exact, and I'm going to tell you about those. Now, this is my Pacifica priming pencil. I really love this. It's very soft. I have some glitter on my eyes. That's why I don't like to do my under eye first, because when there's fallout, I can just wipe it off and then go over instead of having sparkles all over my face for the rest of the day. All right, so I'm just doing like a little line here because I want to use a shadow for a liner, and I feel like they just bind much better to this surface. So Venus is not, I said, an exact aspect to the big planets in the cardinal signs, but she is making some interesting aspects, okay? First of all, I feel like this is pretty noteworthy because remember, all of these energetics are going to carry us through the month. Like I said, Venus is at 18 degrees of Libra, and Jupiter, recently direct, is also at 18 degrees, except in Sagittarius. And Libra and Sagittarius are one sign apart. It goes Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius. So they make what's called a sextile to each other, and sextiles are aspects. I just don't have enough room. And sextiles are like aspects of like assistance. They're helpful aspects. They don't really cause tension. They kind of help things flow together. And Jupiter is expansion. Okay, so now I've done this, I am going to use, let's see, what should I use? Because I have a couple different options. I could use this sparkly pink black out of here, or I could use this black out of here. I think I'm going to use this black out of this 100% pure. That's just what I think I want to use. I'm going to use this little liner brush from 100% pure because I like it. So Venus, that puts Venus actually in exact sextile with Jupiter at the time of the new moon. And Jupiter expands things and brings blessings. And in a sextile with Venus, he's expanding her energy, you know, her love, her like everything, all of the Venus characteristics beauty, money, like luxury, finer things, love, relationships. All of those things are going to be expanded and basically blessed. And there's going to be an enhanced ability of Venus frequencies and energies to operate for all of us during this next month. There should just be like an enhanced ease and pleasantry with things. Things like people, relationships, money, an expanded, some type of expanded sense of these things. And because it's Venus's cycle, and with Jupiter making that exact by degree sextile during the new moon, it just makes me feel like this cycle is going to have an expanded sense of like love and generosity and resources and kindness, all the Venus stuff for some reason over the course of the next month. And this plays into some of the other aspects that I see going on as well, which are another interesting thing that's happening. And this is also noteworthy, is that aside from Venus making the sextile of Jupiter at 18 degrees, there's also another conjunction going on during that time. And for the entire cycle, the black moon will be, well, not for the entire cycle, but because it will be conjunct at the new moon, the frequency will carry through the entire cycle. And that will be Neptune and the black moon will reach conjunction at 17 degrees of Pisces during the new moon, during this Libra cycle. And so that Neptune black moon conjunction at 17 degrees will carry throughout the month as well. And the Neptune black moon conjunction kind of could be like like, I don't know about this. This is kind of iffy. Like, this could go not so great type of thing. But because of the degree and because of where it is in relation to Venus at the new moon, and also Jupiter, I don't know. I feel like it is a blessing, and I'll tell you why. All right, so now I have this. I'm going to go over with a little bit of this pink shimmer shade right here, and then I'm going to do some silver, and I'm actually going to do some of these sparkles along my lash line for a liner just because I want some extra shiny, beautiful bling today for Venus. So, but first, where are you? I'm going to go over my lid with that shiny pink color. So why do I feel like this black moon Neptune conjunction at 17 degrees Pisces is significant for the Venus cycle? Well, it's because, first of all, the degrees are very close. They're only 1 degree off. Venus is at 17, and that conjunction, or Venus is at 18, and that conjunction is happening at 17 degrees. And though they're in different signs, they are making a fifth harmonic, a 72-degree aspect with each other that's usually called a quintile. And these aspects aren't like really used all the time, spoken about all the time, although I'm not exactly sure why. Because 5 is a pretty significant frequency. It resonates to like love in a lot of numerology. And when I think of quintiles, I generally think of like some type of blessing, like some type of like gift or blessing, because of the whole 5 frequency, 5th harmonic dynamic of it. And they're not the more common aspects. It's so pretty. I love it. All right, now I'm going to go back into this Barbie palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here, the bottom corner one. I should have my box right here, but I don't. Hold on. Ugh. Okay, I've used out of here today, I used Pretty in Pink, Dollhouse, and Accessory. That's what I'm going to use next. And I have not used this on my eyes before. I've swatched it. It's like kind of like gelatinous. It's kind of, I don't know, we'll see how it goes on. Hopefully it just looks pretty and blingy. And shiny, like a diamond, because that's what I want. I wish I had the diamond infused collection right now. You know what? I need to curl my lashes first. That's a great opportunity for me to just spout some stuff off real quick. All right, so here's my thing with the Black Moon Neptune conjunction, making the fifth harmonic 72-degree quintile aspect to the degree of Venus at the new moon. And this is why. It's because both Neptune and the Black Moon are related to Venus in a way. Like Neptune is actually kind of like the higher octave of Venus. Like at its highest like potential, like frequency, Neptune basically resonates to like unconditional love because the frequency embodies like the nature of spirit, you know? It's like the unconditional love, unconditional healing, like unconditional, without limits, without bounds, like dissolving back into oneness, like the purest form of love and connection. It's a higher octave of Venus. And the Black Moon is kind of like Venus's counterpart, sort of. Like if there's a spectrum of feminine traits and Venus represents the spectrum that resonates to like nurturing, kindness, beauty, love, that type of stuff, then the Black Moon would resonate to more of the other like dynamic of the feminine energy, that like fierce, passionate, powerful, ruthless, like I will defend my child, you know, that women can also be. We have both sides within us, and ideally we should be able to balance the energy in order to fulfill our true purpose and potential and not be controlled too much by either dynamic. But because both are important. But with Venus there and those two sides coming together, like the higher octave of Venus, unconditional love, unconditional healing, the ability to dissolve and return to oneness, in a conjunction with the counter side of Venus, you know, like the fierce, warrior, passionate, ruthless, darker female energy. And they're making the fifth harmonic 72-degree quintile from Venus at the new moon. To me, it's like, because that quintile aspect is a 5, it's just like more love. It's like Venus in Libra making that aspect. Venus in Libra is love anyways, making that loving aspect to unconditional love that's aligned with, you know, the darker sides of our nature, that's trying to clear out shadows, heal trauma, and return us to our integrated and pure form. It's like Neptune is trying to integrate these two parts through this blessed aspect during this cycle. And I feel like that's a major part of the transition that we're going through, especially coming off the last Cancer cycle and all that we've been dealing with since then, kind of like at our midterm point going into the final exam coming up in a couple of months. And I just really, really love that Venus in Libra at 18 degrees, making that aspect with Jupiter expanding it exact by degree in sextile also. And Jupiter's also making a square with that conjunction. So I don't know, like I feel like this month has tremendous power to heal, resolve, dissolve all types of issues, traumas, shadows, things that have been holding us back, so that we can truly move on to our beautiful future that is coming to us after this conjunction. All right, so let's try this with this accessory color. See how it goes. So I feel really good about that for all of us for the month, because it's going to be impacting all of us. It just depends exactly on where our house placement is to know how it like really will work out for us. But oh, this is so pretty. It's really going on quite nicely with this brush. Can you see? Oh, yes. Libra cycle. We're going to do beautiful things this cycle. So I want to put my most beautiful makeup on for the new moon. And I'm doing that. So, yeah, all right. So there we go with that. That is like a big deal to me. Not only the fact that the black moon and Neptune will be at their exact conjunction throughout this cycle during the new moon, but also that they're in such a tight aspect and that it happens to be a quintile. Like, I just really like that it's the fifth 5-degree aspect. And those two frequencies relate so much with Venus, and she's just in all her glory in her own sign. Granted, she is wedged in between the degrees of Saturn South Node and Pluto right now, so there is a lot of tension, like I said, on her, but I just feel like she's really strong where she's at right now. Jupiter's there expanding her power, and her counterparts, her higher octave, Neptune, and I feel like Neptune is especially relating to the higher octave of Venus vibe because of the aspect that it's making with the black moon there. I'm just like, yes, we are getting it together. This aspect is helping us. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The way I see it generally, that whole setup is just like an infusion of pure, genuine, unconditional love and healing that clears traumas and shadows and is really kind of like a divine blessing and assistance that is helping us to get through this and to become more loving and more whole and more in line with ourselves so that we can get to where we need to get to by January. All right, so now I am going to use a little bit of this liquid fairy lights from Pixie by Petra. It's the shade Bare Brilliance. And these are just like little stars. This stuff is so pretty. It is pigmented, so if I don't want the color, I usually just put some on my finger and then kind of like just dab it a little bit and the color kind of like fades off, and then I just have the sparkles. And I'm just gonna tap these like right on my lid because I want a few different types of silver shimmers today. I just really want to be shiny and blingy because I feel like that's what Venus is doing for us. Do you guys see that? I love these fairy lights. It's literally like stars dancing or fairies dancing across your eyes. They named it very, very correctly. But it's just like, it's not a ton. They're dispersed quite well. All right. Now, lastly, for the top of my eyes, I'm going to go back into this, and I'm going to use a little bit of this Milky Way color and just dust it over everything because that's what I want to do. Just make it a little more icy. Icy, icy. All right, so back to the astrology. The last kind of significant thing that I wanted to bring up today is that, it's so pretty, is that Uranus is also an exact aspect by that quintile fifth harmonic 72-degree aspect with the new moon, in Libra. Remember when I said the new moon in Libra is at 6 degrees of Libra? Well, Uranus retrograde is currently at 6 degrees of Taurus, the other sign that Venus rules. So while Venus's new moon cycle in Libra is happening at 6 degrees, Uranus is at 6 degrees of her other sign, and that is, again, the 5-degree aspect away. So to me, that is just Uranus shocks, surprises, shakeups that sets things right and puts us on our path, saves us by our rejections, that type of thing, is working all month with the new moon by exact degree and bringing us that 5 degrees or 5 harmonic 72-degree aspect, like blessings, love infused changes that are helping to put us on our way, because Uranus, that's what Uranus is doing while he's retrograding back and forth in Taurus. Where he's at right now is he's really doing the most to shake us all up, make major changes in our lives so that we can be where we need to be in order to come to the point we need to come to for January for that grand conjunction. So this is really, really pretty. Super pink and sparkly. I am going to use a little bit of this Pacifica black liner just to go over right by my lash line. So yeah, I feel like with Uranus there for that degree at the new moon, it's like shocks, surprises, blessings in disguise, you know? And because of the aspect that it's making and the fact that it's also in Venus's sign, I just feel like it's all working together. And I feel really good about this new moon, even though it's a cardinal sign, even though it's squaring all of our big transformative planets in Capricorn. I just feel like because Venus frequency is in charge this month, and because she's making so many positive and beneficial aspects despite her condition in between the degrees of the big transformative planets that are coming up, I just feel like this month we're going to be getting an infusion of love and blessings and good things and easier things and just help from a loving place that helps us heal and helps us clear and helps us come to where we need to come to. All right, I'm just going to throw a tiny bit more of this color up just right here because it was so pretty, and I just really want to put a little bit more of that. And then I'm also going to throw a tiny bit more under my eye, just because it's just so pretty. And then I'm going to be basically done with my eye look. And I need to slap on some blush. And then lastly, the only other real thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that Mercury is also going to be in square with Pluto for this cycle. And that's like the messenger god and going down into the underworld. So, you know, secrets revealed, things brought out into the open, like maybe like more dark matters kind of looked at, a lot of information about undercover things or things that happen like that are hidden or that are secretive, stuff like that. So revelations of all kinds over the next month because of the fact that Mercury, the messenger, information, learning, all of that is in square to Pluto in Capricorn. So, and Pluto is the underworld, you know, things that are beneath the surface, things that are hidden, things that are intense, things that are, you know, we might not want to look at. So there's going to be over the next month information, communications, learning, messages regarding that nature of stuff. Now, lastly, I am just going to go back into my original color, this really pink from the All Natural face, and I'm just going to go right under my brow bone and kind of matte it out a little bit up here because I went a little higher with the shimmer than I wanted to. I just kind of want to even it out. So that's what I'm thinking for the new moon, okay? I feel like it's going to be, I'm actually interested to get this going and to see how it goes. Because with all of those Venus, all of those Venus aspects, and the quintiles, the 5 degrees, and they're so close, you know? Like, it's only 1 degree off, or exact. it just feels special to me. And we need some special right now. It's been quite a time. And I feel like I'm really interested to see how Venus works over the next few weeks while we're in this cycle, because there's just some really, like, that black moon conjunction with Neptune in the quintile aspect, only 1 degree off from Venus. I really like that. I really like that. It feels really good to me. All right, so let's move on and wrap this look up, because I feel like it's taking me too long yet again. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know, like, how to, like, explain everything I need to explain and also put on makeup in, like, a relatively short period of time. I don't know. I need to, like, to be, like, more organized. Like, I need to have some type of structure to doing this. Like, I say this and this when, and I only choose certain things to talk about. And I do my makeup now, like, at this point. That's what I need to come up with. So I'm going to be trying to be kind of playing around with it over the next couple months or whatever until I figure out a way that lets me get all my information out, all my makeup done, and feel like I've done what I wanted to do without taking forever. Okay, so I'm just doing this under eye now. And I feel like I've said pretty much the main things that I wanted to hit on for this new moon cycle in Libra. It's all about Venus and what Venus is doing for us. And I like what Venus is doing for us. I actually, like, think it's pretty amazing and ironic that there's all this Venus going on. All right, I need a little bit more. And this is my Pacifica full coverage liquid cover long lasting concealer. And it is. I love this stuff. It works so well for under my eyes and anywhere else that I need to put concealer. Yes. All right, now let me just do this. And then we can powder. So, yeah, Venus this month on highlight. And I like it because she is, like, there's a relationship between Venus at 18 Libra and the black moon and Neptune conjunct at 17 Pisces. Venus is also exalted in Pisces, which means she is, like, at her full strength and glory in Pisces also. So with the whole Neptune thing, Venus and the black moon, her, like, counterpart, I just like it. I feel like this month we're going to get some type of, like, love or blessing or beauty or something that kind of helps us out a little bit, because it's been a rough time for a lot of people. Now I'm going to do my blush. And like I said, I'm using this loose, really pink, all natural face. And I just like to put it in the cap of an empty powder thing that I have. And I'm going to apply this blush. It's the same shade as the liquid or the cream that I put on earlier. For my icy silvery pink new moon and Venus look for today. Even though this hair, oh my gosh, it's, like, bothering me so bad. I need to do it. You know, sometimes it looks great, like, not me, but, like, your hair, just sometimes it does what you want, and sometimes it's just, like, stuck to your head and sticking out all these weird angles, and, like, I don't know why today it's doing that, because it's the new moon and it's supposed, I hope this doesn't mean I have bad hair days for the rest of the month. No, it can't possibly. Actually, it's not the actual new moon when I'm doing this video, because I have to get it done in advance so that I can have it out by the new moon. And I'm telling myself that this is last month's hair, and that once Venus comes and the new moon really starts, it's all going to be very beautiful for the next month. And this blush, it's just everything. And for you Libra people, ascendant, sun, moon, planets, Libra, this is like your cycle. The sun is going through your sign. If you're an ascendant, it's in your first house. All the planets are in Libra. You guys should have a nice abundance of energy. And like I said, because your planet Venus is doing all of these lovely things, aside from, you know, the square with Saturn and Pluto, because she's doing all of these lovely things this month, I just feel like for you ascendant in Libras, you're going to be having new, fresh starts with things. They should go well too. Money should start working for you. With Venus and Saturn recently having gone direct. And for you guys, you have your North Node somewhere around your 10th house, and the South Node, Saturn, Pluto, somewhere around your 4th house. So possibly over the month, maybe there can be like some type of release from responsibilities, obligations, duties regarding like home type stuff as you move and transition more towards your North Node, which is kind of orienting you more around your career and the public dynamic of things in your life. So there's my blush. I'm just going to buff this out a little bit, and then, so pretty. I'm going to do my mascara. And what are we using? Okay, we've gone up. So let's do mascara and a lip. And then we will wrap this one up for our new moon in Libra, AstroBeauty, yay! So, yes. I think I'm looking forward to this new moon cycle. I think that there is going to be a lot of progress this cycle, and I'm not saying that it's going to be all easy. Like, I'm not saying just because Venus is making these nice aspects, interruptions are coming frequently now. I love this mascara. This is the green tea mascara from 100% Pure. It just works so well. It works better than any mascara I've ever used. I find myself loving it more the more that I use it, actually. I have no desire to reach for any other mascara since I've, like, really gotten used to using this one. It's quite wonderful. Also, I'm an all-natural makeup channel, you guys. I only use all-natural products. I need to figure out how to, like, say that more as well. I really, truly enjoy trying, like, all different types of natural products and seeing how excellent they work, because they're so beautiful. Like this amazing smelling fruit pigmented black green tea mascara. Like, they work so well and they're so beautiful. I just don't understand what the point is of not using these and using other beautiful products, but ones that are filled with chemicals that make their way inside of our body through our pores and enter our bloodstream. And there's so many toxins out there, from the food to the water to the air. It's unavoidable, but we can decide to use natural products that don't contain chemicals and still give us beautiful, beautiful makeup options and function without taking a chance of enhancing our toxic load inside of our body from makeup. We just don't need that. All right, I'm almost done. Last thing I need to do, well, besides like all of this, is I need my highlighter, which today I have already decided I am going to use this top icy pink color out of this highlighting palette. Pure by Barbie. Love it. I just feel like it goes really nicely with my light baby pink and silver theme for this Venus new moon. Libra new moon. This highlight is so pretty. I truly love it. Yes. And I did do a little heavy on the highlight today because I want a icy pink look today. It's exactly what I want. So it's what I do. All right, so that's where we're at. We're the makeup. Yes, yes. And I'm going to use for my nose and my forehead, I love this luminizer right here out of my Punk Princess palette. I'm going to just go down my nose and my forehead with that. It just makes like the prettiest, like natural looking highlight. It's just really gorgeous. Yes. And now I need a lip. And I'm going to do a light pink lip also. Just because, I mean, what else? What other lip would I do right now? All right, I'm just going to take this here brush, and this brush is from 100% Pure also. It came in my free kit, and I really like it. I've been using it a lot lately. Just like a general like powder brush, but hey, it's really nice. And last but not least, oh my god, this is just so embarrassing. I'm sorry about my hair. For my face, I want to go with my 100% Pure Bamboo Blur Powder. This stuff is so great, you guys. I'm going to just like kind of dust it all over my face. And this is totally just like making everything blend together. So nice. All right, well, let's put on our lip, and that will be that. I'm using today this Mineral Fusion pencil in the color Splendid. It's a pink, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna line, and then I'll put on lipstick. All right, so we're lined, and I am just Mineral Fusioning it out on the lips today. For my lip color, I'm going to use this Mineral Fusion crayon in the color Glow. Not nuts about these. They're a little sticky, but, and they don't, I don't know, just not nuts about the formula, but the color is what I'm looking for today. So we're going to go with it. And there's that. I really like, honestly, I'm really only nuts about the liners from Mineral Fusion. I really like the liners, but the actual lip products themselves, like the lip butters and the lipsticks and the lip crayons, still not necessarily a huge fan of. All right, I'm gonna go over the top of this with my Outback Oasis Burt's Bees Gloss Crayon, which has like a beautiful, it's like a nude, but it's got kind of like a silvery to it. Need something to blot with. So I'm gonna go over the top of this just to give it a more silvery, cool toned sheen, which is what I want. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys. Well, there is, yeah, my makeup look Do I need anything else? I feel like I need just a tiny bit. Where are you? Where are you? Of my Pacifica black liner, like dotted in my lash line down here. I'm gonna do that real quick. And then I will be back with my hair done, hopefully looking not a hot mess. And I will talk one more time about the energetics for the new moon this month, what we can expect, and how I'm dressing myself for the new moon so that I can hopefully embody that vibe for the whole month. So we'll see you back in just a minute. All right, guys, so here we are back with our full and completed look for the moon in Libra, the new moon in Libra for this cycle. Now, since the moon is in Libra for this new moon cycle, that means that this is the time of year when we pay tribute to Venus for an entire month, and I tried to do that with my look today by channeling light pinks and silvers and just colors that are really beautiful and feminine and luxurious to me. And so I wanted to go with light pink and silver, and those are the frequencies, the vibes, the light pink, silver expression of Venus that I want to carry me throughout the next month. I want to feel beautiful, I want to feel luxurious, I want to feel taken care of, and I want to feel loved. And so that's what I'm doing with my makeup and my look for today. Now, for my makeup, I did a lot of all natural face products today. I started with my cheek base. I used the cream lip and cheek in the shade Really Pink, and then I also used that same blush shade, mineral shade Really Pink from the all natural face. I used it twice. I actually used it as the base for my eye look, and then I used it as my cheek color as well. Now, for my eye look, I also used a few shades out of my Barbie palette. I used the light pink, it's called Pretty in Pink, and I also used Dollhouse, the shade Dollhouse, and I also used along my lash line for a little bit of a shimmer, the shade Accessory. Now, from the Cosmic Reflect palette, in the corner of my eye, I went in with the shade Star Child, and then I went over everything at the end with the shade Milky Way to kind of just give it like a silver, more silver little shine to it. I also used my Liquid Fairy Lights by Pixie by Petra just to make it look like I have actual diamonds dancing across my eyes on the background of the light baby pink. So that's my eye look. I used 100% pure black green tea mascara. So good, so good. And for my lips today, I went Mineral Fusions. I used a Mineral Fusion pencil in the shade Splendid, and then I went over with the Mineral Fusion lip crayon in the shade Glow. In the shade Glow. And then I went over the top with my Outback Oasis Burt's Bees Gloss Crayon just to give it a nice cool silver tone over the pink. So there's my makeup. In terms of the energetics that we're working with this month, you guys, because it's the new moon in Libra, this vibe is going to carry us throughout the next 30 days. The new moon in Libra, it's a cardinal sign, so therefore it's going to be making a square aspect. It's going to be one of the new moon cycles that is in square to our big Saturn-Pluto South Node conjunction that's going on in Capricorn. And so this is going to be the time of the year, one of the times of the year where changes, actions, things happen to move us along, create changes that move us towards that conjunction where we're going in January. And because it's a cardinal sign, it is one of the more active cycles. So just expect there to be a lot of activity, a lot of changes, a lot of things going on, a lot of action happening over the course of the next month. Now, because Venus is the ruler of Libra, we really need to pay close attention to what's going on with Venus at the time of the new moon. And at the time of the new moon, Venus is at 18 degrees of Libra. So that means that she is in her own sign, she is strong in her own sign, and she's beautiful and glorious in her own sign for the whole month as we go through this Libra cycle because she rules Libra. Now, I feel very good about the dynamic that Venus is bringing us this month, even though she is making the squares to Saturn, Pluto, South Node in Capricorn, and that dynamic is in play as it has been, and because of the squares, it will bring changes towards that alignment this month, but Venus is making some exact and closer exact aspects that are beautiful aspects of assistance and blessings and love. And because of that, I really feel that we're all going to get a huge infusion of love, kindness, beauty, money, all the pleasant things that Venus rules. I feel like we're going to experience that this month, and it's going to help us in our progression through the second half of this year as we move towards that conjunction. The reason that I feel like that is because, for one, at 18 degrees of Libra, that puts Venus in exact sextile with Jupiter, who recently went direct at 18 degrees of Sagittarius. Sextiles are aspects of assistance, and they facilitate things, and they are basically like helper aspects. So because Jupiter, the planet of expansions, blessings, gifts, good things generally, is expanding by exact degree in sextile Venus at the new moon, to me, initially off the bat, that says that there's going to be an expansion of that love, beauty, value, worth, money energy that carries us throughout the month. Now, to make that even more accentuated, there is also a conjunction that is happening, and it's exact at 17 degrees of Pisces, which is the sign that Venus is exalted in, where she's very strong and very beautiful in Pisces, okay? This is between the black moon and Neptune, while Venus is at that 18 degrees of Libra during the new moon. Now, this is significant to me because, like I said, Pisces is the sign where Venus is exalted, and Neptune rules Pisces, and Neptune is at home in its own sign, okay? And Neptune is known as a higher octave of Venus. It is the frequency of unconditional love, of things dissolving back into the oneness of spirit, of all-encompassing love, healing, of basically just all-encompassing and unconditional love and healing potential. And with the black moon exactly conjunct Neptune, that brings another Venus theme, because the black moon is kind of like the dichotomy of Venus. It's kind of like the flip side. Like if there's a spectrum of feminine traits, like I said earlier, Venus is like kindness, nurturing, beauty, love, wealth, that type of stuff, whereas the black moon is more of the like dark, gritty side of the feminine characteristics, like the fierceness, the passion, the ruthlessness, like the one who defends her children at all costs, you know, like the darker side and equally as powerful and important side of the feminine energy. That is in alignment with Neptune, that higher octave of Venus, and they're only 1 degree off from an exact aspect with Venus, and that aspect would be a 5th harmonic quintile 72 degree aspect, which to me are almost always kind of, because of the number 5, like love, blessing aspects. So it's like Venus in her own sign of rulership being expanded, all of her traits being expanded by Jupiter, and then in this angle, in this aspect of infusion, blessing, love with her counterparts, Neptune, her higher octave, and the black moon, her flip side, who are in direct alignment in a sign where she's exalted. So I just feel like this is like a really, really big grand like infusion of unconditional love and healing, which helps to clear traumas, clear shadow sides, clear blockages that hold us back and keep us internalizing the negative side. And this is not just for women, we all have this within us, but you know, internalizing the more negative side of the feminine energy. I feel like this is going to be healed, dissolved, and balanced and cleared up over this cycle, so that we can have a more balanced, integrated ability to love ourselves and others. And I feel like that's a significant step in moving us forward toward that grand conjunction. Another thing that's happening is that the new moon is at 6 degrees of Libra. Uranus is currently at 6 degrees of Taurus, the other sign that Venus rules, okay? And it is also that 5th harmonic 72 degree aspect away from where the new moon in Venus's sign is. And Uranus shakes things up. It brings shocks, surprises, accidents, huge out of nowhere changes that set things right, that put us where we're supposed to be, and that ultimately a lot of times save us through our rejections. Uranus a lot of times doesn't feel really good in the beginning, but ultimately when we look back, it was what was necessary and it was a blessing in disguise. So I'm thinking with the degree of the new moon in Libra lining up exactly by quintile 72-degree aspect with Uranus and Taurus, Venus's other sign, there's just more of the Venus theme there. And that 5 harmonic aspect, I feel like it's just blessings and help from Uranus through this new moon cycle as well. So I feel like Jupiter is helping, Uranus is helping, the black moon and Neptune are healing and helping, and Venus is just infusing the whole thing with love in her sign and her cycle. And yes, this is a square, this is a cardinal square cycle between Saturn and Pluto. So it is not going to be like super easy and without, chaos, without drama, without problems. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there seems to be some type of infusion of like divine, blessed, unconditional love energy that seems to be coming to us through this cycle. And it will manifest differently for all of us depending on how it impacts our lives personally. But I really am feeling so good about all of the Venus, all of the expanded Venus, all of the different aspects of Venus, the higher octaves, the flip sides, the different signs and correspondence, the 5 harmonic degrees that are going on. I just feel like it's going to be like we're going to experience or get some type of love, healing, help, money, some beneficial things for us that help us integrate and balance our own internal feminine energies, whether you're male or female, during this time to help move us forward to where we need to be in all of our own personal evolutions. So that is basically my overview for the month. There's also a square with Mercury and Pluto that's going on this month. So secrets revealed, period, information, messages about things that are hidden in the dark, suppressed, underneath the surface, stuff like that is also in effect throughout this month. And if you are a Libra ascendant, sun, moon, or have a lot of strong Libra energy, then this is huge for you. You should be having some fresh starts somewhere in your life, and there should be very supported by Venus. Venus is your ruler, and with Venus doing all of these beautiful things this month, you guys should have a lot of things starting to work out for you better. With all of those planets there, you should be feeling pretty good, especially with the aspects that your ruler is making. And you Libras especially might want to be on the lookout for some love, some beauty, just an infusion of all of those things into your life with all of the beautiful Venus aspects this month. So there's my new moon video. Here's my new moon makeup. I'm absolutely loving it. Totally just trying to be pretty and sparkly and shiny, very Venus, so that I can embody all of the gifts and blessings she's bringing us this month and hopefully spread them to the world everywhere I go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my new moon video. I hope you got something out of it that you can apply to your life or just keep in mind or match your makeup to the astrology. And I will see you guys next time for the moon in Scorpio. Until then, AstroBeauty out.